Now on Night Beat, the Homeland Security Secretary shamed out of a Mexican restaurant tonight while the debate rages over splitting up families at the border. Good evening, I'm Elizabeth Cook.
And I'm Ken Bastida. Hundreds of protesters blocked the entrance to ICE headquarters in San Francisco today, demanding an end to the Trump administration's policy that's separating migrant families at the U.S. border. Around the same time, President Trump was meeting with congressional Republicans about a pair of immigration bills coming up for debate this week. Mr. Trump has repeatedly blamed Democrats for the separations. But Night Beat's Andrea Borba tells us calls to end this practice are growing steadily louder tonight on both sides of the political aisle. Andrea?
Well, Ken, there are now at least two bills floating in the U.S. Senate, one written by Ted Cruz of Texas and another backed by all of the Democratic senators. President Trump has said he won't sign either. As President Trump walked into meetings with Republican leaders on Capitol Hill over family separations at the U.S. border.
We're going to try and see if we can fix it. Thank you very much.
Protests over images of children ripped from their parents intensified on Capitol Hill.
End this now! End this now!
And inside a House committee meeting.
Families belong together.
At a speech in front of small business owners, Mr. Trump doubled down on his policy.
We want a country with heart. But when people come up, they have to know they can't get in. Otherwise, it's never going to stop.
On Fox News, a discussion on the topic turned toxic during an exchange involving former Trump campaign manager Corey Lewandowski.
Look, I read today about a 10-year-old girl with Down syndrome who was taken from her mother and put in a cage. I read about did you say want to a 10-year-old with Down syndrome being taken from her mother?
What I said is you can pick anything you want out, but the bottom line is very clear.
How dare you?
When you
How
cross
absolutely
the border
dare you,
illegally,
sir?
Over her support of the policy, Homeland Security Secretary Kirstjen Nielsen was booed out of a D.C. Mexican restaurant.
If kids don't eat in peace, you don't eat in peace.
In a rare move, even staunch Republican supporters like Orrin Hatch backed away from the president.
I think he's wrong in this particular area today.
While other lawmakers didn't just disagree, they raged at the policy.
This was a policy invented, implemented, and executed by President Donald Trump.
Now tonight, the Associated Press revealed the Trump administration has been sending babies and preschool-aged children to so-called tender-age shelters in 3 Texas cities, and there are plans for a 4th one in Houston. On the Night Beat, I'm Andrea Borba.
Well, there is one woman the president may be listening to tonight. Some GOP lawmakers say Ivanka Trump asked her father personally to do something about the separations.
He did say that she said it was looking bad, yeah. Well, it was clear that, he thinks we need to do something about it. And doing something about it, we are.
The House is set to vote this week on 2 sweeping immigration bills, one written by conservatives and a more moderate compromise measure. Both would address family separations while beefing up border security.